So I figured I'd drop you a short video about what's happening in the world that will affect your world. But before we do that, I'd like to thank the Patreons that make these videos possible. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, I'll leave a link below just for you. Okay, let's get into it. Billions of dollars left the banking system last week. They call them deposit flights. $78 billion exited the U.S. banking system in 1 week. And the commercial real estate industry will take down the economy. Even the mainstream media is covering it. July 26th, the Fed will raise rates another 25 basis points. And bankers are bracing for this, but it won't matter. And just in case you didn't know, about 700 banks went to the Federal Reserve and said, "We're having liquidity problems." And the Fed didn't tell anyone until they were forced to by reporting procedures. So, at the same time, Jerome Hayden J. Powell, how many last names does one man need, was telling us, quote, "The banking system is strong, it's sound, it's resilient, it's well capitalized." He actually knew it wasn't. Isn't that called lying? Our banking system is collapsing. Our currency is collapsing. If BRICS becomes a global currency, the U.S. economy will go into what is known as hyperinflation. What is hyperinflation, you ask? Hyperinflation can cause several adverse consequences. People may begin hoarding goods, such as food. Ooh, I wish you guys remember that one. In turn, there can be food supply shortages. Bing bong, remember that one. When prices rise excessively, money decreases in value because inflation causes it to have less purchasing power. Think it can't happen? Over time, BRICS will grow past the original 4 and now 5 countries that are part of it, and there are now large amounts of countries that are signing up. I think it's up to 40 or 41 that are showing interest right now. By default, BRICS will take over as a global currency. Right now, there's no way to stop it, thus destroying the petrodollar and taking the world reserve status, which we kind of hold. Losing reserve currency status will result in 70 years of deficits flooding back to the U.S. The U.S. dollar is based on debt. BRICS is based on gold. Day to day, most Americans are unaware of the economic and political powers that go with being the world's unit of account. More than half of the world trade, from oil to gold to cars and even smartphones, is done in U.S. dollars. The euro accounts for about 30%, and all the other countries make up the balance. As a result of this dominance, the U.S. is the only country on the planet that can pay its foreign debt in its own currency. So, what happens when the U.S. is forced to pay its debt in gold? Oh, shit! Our economy is contracting severely while inflation is rising.
We remain in a very dark winter.
Yeah, I know. According to Bidenomics, inflation is half of what it was this time last year. Another empty talking point during the election cycle. Unfortunately, it's starting to go back up. At the minimum, there will be hyperinflation in food and energy. But don't worry, according to Bidenomics, there are plenty of jobs out there. So you can go get 2 or 3 of them so you can feed your family and keep your lights on. On a side note, the 13.4 million new jobs are actually not new. They're actually what are being termed as born-again jobs, and nothing more than a product of reopening the economy. Woohoo! I can't wait to work at McDonald's and Burger King at the same time, said no one ever. Now, Bidenomics will make a few fat cats really happy, but the result is only going to be higher prices, slower growth, and fewer jobs. The rest of us will be left with a sour taste in our mouth, slimmer pocketbooks, and heightened worries for the future. First things first, guys. Disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. You're an adult. You are responsible for your own decisions. But here's what I'm doing. Get your hands on some cash. Get it out of the bank, not all of it. At least you'll have it as a buffer if something goes down. You think it's not happening? You think they're not closing accounts? Watch this.
A growing number of bank customers are having their accounts shut down without much warning or explanation, leaving them without access to their money.
Next thing, go buy food. Canned food prices have almost doubled since last year. Expect it to double again. This is a can of Petty's dog food. She loves this stuff. Last year, this was 62 cents. Now it's $1.59 at Wally World. What I'm talking about is food insurance. Buy now while it's still within your price range. It's just smart to do. And why would we do this? When the food hoarding starts, there will be shortages. And I think that's all I got to say about that. As usual, if you like what I'm doing, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. And until the next time, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.